Oh, you are going to need to avoid this conflict at the beginning of this week at all costs. Seriously. It looks like someone is going to annoy you a little bit, someone is going to be getting on your nerves a little bit, and someone is going to put you under some kind of a pressure, and almost as if you're going to be blamed for not finishing something. And this is really kind of throw you out of balance a little bit. And what I need you to understand, that you must avoid this conflict at all costs, because what you need to do is you need to really rise above it. You need to transcend, my gorgeous Piscelini. And because if you do have some kind of a conflict, unfortunately, to be quite honest with you, this is not going to lead towards anything good whatsoever. So that's why I need you to transcend when it comes to this particular situation. And also what you need to remember is, if somebody is getting on your nerves a little bit, if somebody is kind of irritating you a little bit at the beginning of this week, just try to do anything you can possibly do in order to avoid this conflict. This is very important, because if some kind of a conflict happens here, there is no other way of saying this, but it's going to be so unnecessary, and you will just you will do something completely unnecessary, and within the next not even few days, within the next few hours, you would regret, you would feel sorry. So that's why I want you and I need you to be prepared for this moment in time. So when it comes to this unfinished business, whatever this is, my gorgeous Piscelini, this could have been something that happened a while ago, and this could have also been something that happened not that long ago, and it ended up being unfinished business. For example, whatever this is, it's important to understand that you need to avoid this conflict, okay, at all costs, because not that long after that moment in time, there is somebody really specific you will be talking to, okay? And also, before I go there, when it comes to you needing to avoid this conflict at all costs, just respond in such a way where you know that this is not going to cause a conflict, okay? So this is going to be entirely up to you. I know you're going to be able to do this, because on one hand, I see this as a really challenging situation for you, to be quite honest. I see this as a challenging situation, but you are really gonna have an advice from somebody later on. So I do see you successfully avoiding this conflict. Bless your heart, because after that moment in time, I see you talking to somebody, and I see somebody giving you such an important advice, really important advice when it comes to this situation. And this advice that particular person is going to give you, it's going to give you courage, my gorgeous Piscelini, to actually deal with this situation, but especially when it comes to this unfinished business. And when you get this advice, when it comes to this unfinished business, you are going to be so glad, you're going to be so happy, my gorgeous Piscelini, that you decided to avoid this conflict, because if this conflict happened, as I said, you would find yourself on this path that would not be good for you whatsoever. So this is why I need you to be I need you to be really careful about this. But the bottom line is, you are indeed going to have some kind of advice here, a really wise advice, which is going to give you such an amazing courage when it comes to that unfinished business. So you will be able, by using this advice, you will be able to resolve this problem. You will be able to resolve this issue. And once that happens, you are going to be so glad, so glad, so glad that you decided to avoid this unnecessary conflict. And also, my gorgeous Piscelini, still at around the beginning of this week, you are going to have such a brilliant idea. You are going to have a brilliant idea. There is something you're going to see. There is something you're going to connect to. There is something something that is going to inspire you so much. And what you're going to see, it's going to really give you such an amazing idea when it comes to your finances. You know, it is in itself, like at the same time, like a really brilliant financial opportunity. This particular idea you're going to have, and it's going to happen at the moment in time when somebody inspires you, you see. And this is actually going to be brilliant when it comes to money and when it comes to your financial situation. Seriously, it's going to be much more significant for you than you could have possibly actually imagined. You are in for a really, really pleasant surprise when it comes to this. And it was most importantly, listen to me very carefully. It's not only about this idea. It's not only about money. It's not only about finances. It's not only about you being like really successful. No, baby, no. It's also about you realizing, oh my God, I do have a choice to do this. I already have a choice to do this. And this in itself, it's also to do with you wanting to do something for a very, very, very long time. You know, this idea, it's so much more to it than just a financial opportunity. It's to do with something you wanted to do for absolute ages. You wanted to try for absolute ages. You wanted to explore for absolute ages. So you've got a few things going on in one here, my gorgeous Pisces. And this is why in the first place, it is ever so important for you to avoid that conflict at the beginning of this week. Okay, this is because all this is going to be connected, because the moment in time you do go to ask for this advice, at that moment in time you are looking this situation from a completely different angle, and this in itself is going to lead towards you having really enlightening experience here, to be quite honest with you, and doing the right thing. And this is going to come as an unfoldment of this particular situation, and this is why this is going to be so important. By the time you get to the meat part of this week, pay attention to these synchronicities. This is gonna be crazy, and you are indeed going to be guided once again. Pay attention to synchronicities at around the mid-week. You will be guided towards two different things. The number one, you will be guided through these synchronicities towards what exactly you need to commit yourself to. And also, you will know that whatever you're going to be thinking about committing yourself to, it's also going to be rewarding for you. And another thing that you're going to be guided in terms of synchronicities, pay attention, my gorgeous Pisces, because you will also know that, you know, what do you need to be patient about. There is something that you maybe wanted to bring towards an abrupt end, and you are indeed going to snap out of it as long as you are paying attention to these synchronicities. The first situation, when I said that there is something that you will know what do you need to commit yourself to, like instantly, this in itself, it's gonna be brilliant for you, absolutely brilliant for you. And in as little as 3 months time, you are going to have a life-changing opportunity connected to this. You are going to have a life-changing opportunity in exactly 3 months time connected to this, and also you are gonna absolutely love this. And the second situation, when I said that you need to be kind of more patient, this in itself is gonna resolve in you knowing what exactly you need to be patient, more patient about. Something you wanted to bring towards an abrupt end, but it's actually you need to go a little bit further, a little bit longer, and this is gonna start transforming your financial situation, to be quite honest with you. So this is why you need to be smart here. Another thing I was going to say to you, my gorgeous Pisces, at around the midweek, you know that somebody who is normally like really nice, it's actually going to act really strange. Somebody who's normally really, really nice and lovely and gorgeous and everything is going to act really strange at around the midweek, like really kind of stroppy and really kind of negative, and their energy is suddenly going to seem and feel really dark. What you need to understand is this is going to surprise you, because it's just completely different to what this person normally is. So you just need to kind of don't take this to your heart or anything like that, don't get offended by it, because you will find out and you will realize that this person is going through something really, really difficult. This person is going through something really difficult in life, and I think that somebody has been doing something to this person and made their life like a really kind of sad and negative for a while. But the bottom line is that this person is going to be completely going to be acting out of character, because there is some kind of restriction that this person is having. And I need you to understand your own power here, my gorgeous Piscelini, because you will have an answer to their problem. You will instantly know what to do with this type of restriction that this person is having. You will instantly know this. But also at the same time, when you mention this to this particular person, this particular person is also going to say to you something that what this person is going to tell you, it's going to give you this great sense of urgency, because it's going to remind you of something which you forgot to do. And this happened like a really long time ago. There is something that you forgot to do, like it's to do with some kind of documents or something really official you're going to need to like kind of really immediately deal with, because very soon you're going to be having something really important coming up which is going to be connected to this. And if this is not resolved by then, it's only going to kind of bring unnecessary problems into your life. So there is indeed going to be an instant, karmic reward for you helping this person, for example. And also, my gorgeous Piscelini, when it comes to the last part of this week, listen, this is so important, because, to be quite honest with you, there is something, some kind of a problem, something very negative. It's going to come to an end. Something very negative, something very strange, and something very negative, it's actually going to come to an end. But to be quite honest with you, it is to do with something that you couldn't kind of hurry up with. You couldn't speed this up. Whatever this is, whichever negative situation this is something which is coming to an end, something it's coming to its natural end. And you knew this, you were waiting for this for a while. And this has been making you feel really anxious at the beginning when it comes to you waiting, and it took so long that you kind of almost forgot about it, to be quite honest with you. But I remember that I can see that at the beginning you were kind of a bit more intense when it comes to it, and then it's to do with a certain problem, and then you realize that there is not much you can do about it. You just need to wait until this comes to an end naturally, organically, so it is to do with this specific news and information you're going to have. This is really going to surprise you, and it's going to remind you of this particular problem. It's really going to surprise you, and this is going to mean to you so much that something negative has finally kind of come to an end, and you were powerless about it. There was nothing you could have done about it whatsoever. Okay, so, and this is brilliant, because at the same time you're going to be so happy, because this is bringing such a beautiful balance into your life. And you will realize, as soon as you realize what is this and what has come to an end, how determined you're going to be, how determined you're instantly going to be. You're going to pick up instantly. You're going to feel like full of energy. You're going to feel really optimistic. You're going to be suddenly in this mode to plan again for your future, and everything is going to start feeling like so much better, so much lighter. In itself, you are going to feel so much happier, and you, as I said, you will be extremely determined, to make an important compromise right now, to make an important compromise. So it's not only about something really negative coming to an end in your life, but this is going to be leading towards you coming up with such an important conclusion, my gorgeous Piscelini. And now you will be able to come up with such an important conclusion, what you couldn't have done because you were waiting for this to come to an end. So that's why you're also going to feel so happy, because you are going to come up with an important conclusion, and part of that important conclusion is going to be this compromise which you are going to make. This is going to lead towards you having such a successful compromise, my gorgeous Piscelini. And after that successful compromise, you're also going to have such an important negotiation. And whatever this negotiation is all about, you need to remember one thing: don't back down. Don't back down, okay? And just be yourself. When it comes to this negotiation, do not back down. Just be yourself, because this is going to work in your favor, and something is going to happen, and it's going to be better than you could have possibly imagined. And this is why I need you to really kind of stay firm and don't back down with about what this negotiation is going to be. You need to use this balance. The good luck is indeed going to be on your side, and that's why I need you to stand really, really firm, because the moment in time the moment in time you have this negotiation, the moment in time you have this successful negotiation, at that very moment in time, a whole new adventure in your life is about to begin. That's what I need you to know. That's what I need you to remember. So now, my gorgeous Pisces, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be an additional tarot message. Okay? What is going to be an additional tarot message, my gorgeous Pisces? Okay, let's see. Okay, brilliant. You see, this is it. Everything is going to start making sense when it comes to the beginning of this week. You will realize which things most certainly you're wasting your time with, and you will realize so much when it comes to this week, especially what has come to an end in your life, what you shouldn't waste your energy with. And most importantly, you will also realize what you should really focus on. Something is going to happen, boom, 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 something really mind-blowing at around the beginning of this week, and you're gonna really you're gonna have this shake up moment where you're gonna realize how you are missing certain things out in your life. And I think when I say that something is going to happen, it's more about these few different people who are going to make such an amazing impact on your life. There are few different people you're going to come across at around the beginning of this week, and it's to do with them, it's to do with their lifestyles, it's to do with what they do, and you're really going to pick up on this energy and this vibration, and you're going to really feel something in your soul, in your spirit. You will be able to connect to them and to connect to their lifestyle, and through this powerful energy you will realize more and more and more what's imminent for you. What do you also want to be part of your life? And here you're already going to start thinking about making some kind of changes, and I really need you to take them very, very seriously, because certain things are going to be like, oh my God, down to you being yourself, baby, down to you being so individual. There are certain things going to be on your mind that nobody else would be able to understand you but you, because this is to do with your life and it's to do with your spiritual journey, my gorgeous Pisces. So now I'm gonna have to take this off because something fell down. Just a second. Okay, so now you see, before I forget to put this back, hello my darling. Yeah, so the second card that fell down, absolutely brilliant. Look at this. This is the beginning of a really nice venture. There is no doubt about it. Okay, this is the beginning of a really nice venture. This is the beginning of such a beautiful journey, and you have got everything you need, my gorgeous Pisces, to do this. Okay, this time of your life, it's gonna be groundbreaking in every possible way. If I can describe something as a turning point, most certainly this is going to be a turning point, my gorgeous Pisces. Do pay attention to the ideas you are going to have, because there are some ideas you are going to have for the first time ever, and this in itself, it's also going to create this beautiful spiritual moment, because by you paying attention to these new ideas, you will be able to realize that something changed. You will be able to realize how much you've changed, most importantly, and this is also going to kind of make you even more courageous when it comes to you understanding that now it's the right time to move forward with your life. And another card, my gorgeous Pisces. Okay, let's just see. And the third card is going to be, oh my goodness. Okay, so you see, there is one particular person. Okay, sorry. It's this person here. There is somebody who's going to come forward at around the end of this week, and it's also going to give you somebody's going to come forward, and somebody's going to tell you that somebody is worried about somebody else. Okay, somebody's going to come to you at around the end of this week, and that particular person is going to tell you that they are worried about somebody who is in both of your lives. So this person is in your life, and that other person is in your life who this person is going to be worried about, my gorgeous Piscelini. And when it comes to this time, this person being worrying about that other person, you know, it's a lot to do with somebody being really misled. Somebody's being terribly misled in their life, and you know this person, and this other person know that person, and you just really are gonna play an important role here as well, my gorgeous Piscelini. Now it's time to be as honest as you possibly can be. You will know who this is instantly. It's to do with somebody very gorgeous connected to you, who has been misled by somebody else. This person here knows that person, and you know both of these people. When it comes to this person being misled, you know, as soon as you hear about this person worrying about that person, you will be saying, oh my God, I knew it, because there are elements of you knowing this already and worrying about it. But you didn't say anything to that particular person in your life because you were worrying that you are going to offend them, for example. And I think it's maybe time to offend them a little bit, my gorgeous Pisces. If this is what it takes, you need to be honest with that person in your life, that gorgeous person, and you need to let them know that somebody around that person is using that person, is not being nice to that person, and this person is not seeing this at the moment, is not seeing this, and that's why. So this other person who is in that gorgeous person life has got a terrible impact and terrible influence on that person that means to you so much, you know, and you knew about it, but you didn't want to say anything because you were worrying that this person is going to be offended, or maybe you were worrying that this person is going to tell you, oh, mind your business, mind your own business, or something like that. But now it's time to be honest. This is important because for some reason this person is going to take you very, very seriously. As long as you're honest, as long as you say what's on your mind when it comes to that other person, because this person is being terribly misled, you know, by this other person, and this other person is not genuine, it's not nice, and it's not a nice person whatsoever, and it's somebody who's like constantly using people for different things. So you really need to say what's on your mind, my gorgeous Piscelini, because you're instantly going to make an impact on that person's life. And even if that person is offended for a day or two, for a week or two, so be it. It doesn't matter, okay? Because very soon that person is going to be so grateful to you that you decided to be honest with them. Hello my gorgeous people, just to let you know, I've just started monthly subscriptions, monthly paid subscriptions, and the more people subscribe to this channel, you know, through monthly paid subscriptions, more content I'm going to be able to make. And this is why this is going to be so important. If you would like to subscribe to this channel through this monthly paid subscription in order to help me to keep this channel going, you will see the link is going to be in the description below. And thank you so much, because I will be ever so grateful.